Hello and welcome to the next part. Emotional states is what we're going to talk about right now. What's an emotional state? So, emotional state is anything that we feel, and it's the associated feeling. So, it could be anger, it could be happiness, it could be sadness, it could be joy, it could be frustration, it could be hungry, it could be anything like that. How does that affect your immune system? Let's go into it. Um, One of the things that we do know is that our relationship to the emotional state is going to be the big thing. And what that means is that if we're sad, are we okay with being sad? If we're joyful, are we okay with being joyful? Um, if we're not okay with being joyful, it's like, oh, I shouldn't be joyful because someone else is upset, or I shouldn't be sad because men shouldn't be sad, or I shouldn't be, whatever it may be, then that's going to have an effect as well. So it puts us into what's called it could be an immobility around it. Okay, I shouldn't feel that way. So our ability to freely express these is going to be a big thing here. What we know is that laughing has a direct effect on our immune system, our opioid production, and hence our immune system. But also, funnily enough, crying has a very similar effect. So our ability to freely laugh at some of these, if it's a comedy or looking up some skit on YouTube, but also our ability to cry or be empathetic or feel sadness is a remarkable, let's say, um, benefitter for those same kind of innate and natural killer cells in our immune system also. So don't underestimate your ability to feel. Okay, feeling is always good. That's what we're about here in Saoirse's project, is feeling. Um, you know, I mean, there's so much media out there that is just born out of giving stuck in this negative loop. It's like a hamster wheel of negativity. And so that is something that at some stage you're gonna have to shake your head off, step back, and kind of look for different ways of finding our information. Some resources here are CDC website, so the Center of Disease and Control. You can get your facts from that. You know, um, the news is just built on negativity, so you want to stay away from that for the most part, or at least limit it. Um, so I talked about priming those T cells with laughing and things like that. That's all our immune system there. There's your funny things here, and there's your crying, and there's some research. But really, this is one of the biggest things that we have control of here. Is we may not be able to control the food that we get. We may not be able to control our water, where we get it from, or the toxins in our field. But one thing we've got 100% control of is being responsible and embodying and feeling how it is that we feel. And this is where um, I'm pretty passionate about, because it's something that we have moved as a culture so away from our feelings and so away from our emotions. And that's not to say that we need to be kind of rolling around in the mud, crying all the time. It's about being able to feel parts of our body, feel parts of our emotions that we haven't previously felt safe to feel. And so it's just a wonderful medicine for our souls, but also for our immune system. So some of the research with this as well is here. You can press pause and look at it through yourself just to back it up. And it's really about building tolerance and resiliency. So for example, if one of these emotions come on that make us go into a bit of a panic, like, it could be sadness or a vulnerability, then it's about how would it be to be able to just, in a safe space, breathe and say to yourself, wow, I feel really vulnerable right now, or I feel really sad, and just not judging it, but just completely being with it, and letting it you know, pass through, as in just like a train passing through a village and on its way out the other side. They're not, it's those feelings aren't going to be there forever, but just allowing it to be there and feel there and maybe even speak about it is a remarkably transformative way of doing it. And it builds resiliency in yourself, because the next time it comes around, you'll be that little bit more wiser, be a little bit more comfortable with it, but feeling it, and so on. Autoimmunity and inflammation. We talked a little bit about this in previous videos, but autoimmunity is basically the body's, where the immune system kind of identifies the body as being the source of attack, and so the body starts attacking itself. So basically the controls here are a lot of things I've talked about in the other videos do control, look at this. So looking at like sources of where the inflammation are coming from. So if the source of inflammation is coming from our diet mainly, then eliminating that. So if it's the gluten, or if it's the dairy, or if it's whatever it is, things that make you bloat, eliminating that, that will be less of a threat on your body that it needs to fight against. So reducing that inflammation. The kind of indication is always to start with healing the gut here, because like I said previous videos, that 90% of the gut is there in, or sorry, of your immune system is based around your microbiome, your gut. And so if you can clean up any dysbiosis, any yeast overgrowth, candida overgrowth, if there's an underlying SIBO, you're going to see that the body's natural process of having to fight these infections or fight these bacteria will settle down and won't have to fight against itself, things like that, okay? Then we've talked about sleep, we've talked about hydration, exercise, and emotional state as well, okay? So in summary, over the last videos with the immune system, the big thing here is really feeling which ones of the modalities or of the lifestyle changes are going to best boost my immune system. And so we went through sleep as being the big one. We went through supplements. We went through food. We went through hydration and water. We went through fasting. We went through exercise. Went through your emotional state. Okay. So sitting here right now, ask yourself the question, which one of these keeps coming back to me? Which one of these, when I look through my feed on my Facebook, or I look through my friends' feed, is the thing that jumps out the most? Or which one of these, when I pick up books on, or I look at different teachers, which one of these promoting the most? And if the answer is one of them or one or two of them, that's the one that is for you to focus on. The other ones, forget about for now. Just if it's that it keeps coming back to you, that it's my food and my gut, and there's something going on there, my stomach, it's sore, it's always at me, and that's where you start. Don't try and spread yourself thin and go buying your supplements, focusing on your sleep, focusing all at once. Just start with the basics. Start with, okay, maybe let me just focus on getting my food right. Okay. Any questions at all, please just give me a shout, or send me an email, or send me a comment or question, and I'll try my best to help you out and point you in the right direction. But thanks for joining me on this exploration of the immune system. It's been a fun ride. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.